Torah has genealogies and lists of names and makes us wonder what's so important about the names. Hi, it's Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 3, the Torah portion Bamidbar in the wilderness. Let's go over now to Bamidbar, or Numbers, chapter number 2, and read some select verses. Verse 1 through 3 says, And Yahweh spoke to Moshe and to Aaron, saying, The children of Israel are to camp each one by his own banner. Beside the sign of his father's house, let them camp around the tent of appointment at a distance. And on the east side, toward the sunrise, those of the banner of the camp of Yehudah camp according to their divisions, and the leader of the children of Yehudah, Nachshon, son of Abinadab. Let's go down to verse 10. On the south side, the banner of the camp of Reuben, according to their divisions, and the leader of the children of Reuben, Elitsur, son of Shedeur. Let's go over now to verse number 18. On the west side, the banner of the camp of Ephraim, according to their divisions, and the leader of the children of Ephraim, Elishama, son of Amminahud. And finally, we go down to verse 25, and on the north side, the banner of the camp of Dan, according to their divisions, and the leader of the children of Dan, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. So we read these names, and we've skipped the other tribal names. These are the major tribes that are ahead of their side, the east, south, west, and north. And they are to be arranged in this position every time that the Ark of the Covenant stops, and that the tabernacle, the Mishkan, is constructed around it, and the linen wall is set up, and the Levites find their place. Then the tribes know where they're supposed to camp. Everything is set in order in relationship to the house of Yah that is at the epicenter. When Yah's presence is the right focus and in the right place, then we find out where we are to align ourselves and where we are to camp. It's also interesting then that the cherubim, these interesting creatures of the heavens that make up the very throne of Yahweh, according to the book of Ezekiel chapter 1, and these are the 4 beasts that King James talks about in the book of Revelation, the same thing. They each have 4 faces, the face of a lion, a man, an ox, and an eagle. It just so happens that Yehudah is a lion, Reuben's banner is a man, Ephraim's banner is an ox, and you guessed it, Dan's banner is that of an eagle. So the camp represents the cherubim who are the throne of Yah, and Yah does sit enthroned upon the presence of Israel. In order for Israel to be properly aligned and properly situated and properly functioning, everyone has to know their place. The Torah here in Bamidbar 2 gives us an arrangement. It's setting things in order. The names of the individuals are important to us. Now, I'm sure if someone were to run a long line of these names and their various meanings, you would probably come up with some interesting crafted statement in relationship to name meanings. I've not done that. I've done it with the tribes on various occasions, but Yah's giving of their names mean something. Again, we read this and we just kind of glance over it because we deem the names unpronounceable or without pronunciation. In our English language, we struggle with that, and we think, well, if I can't pronounce it, it must not be important. It is important. Let me ask you a question. If you had your name, not just a name that you share with some ancient individual, but if your very name pertaining to you, identifying you, was found in the scriptures, somehow you were included in the storyline of all that it was written, and you personally were referenced in the scriptures, that verse would be highlighted and stars by it and a marker on that page. And everyone that you would meet, you would say, look, I'm in the Bible. I'm right here. This is me. That would be important. These guys that we know little or nothing about and deem unimportant enough that we just glance over their names are written in the Torah. It means something. It's important. Yeshua, and rejoicing with his disciples after they come back from celebrating the fact that demons were subject to them and they could lay hands on the sick and that they would be healed and that they were able to preach the word of Yah. It says that in Luke chapter 10, verse 18, Yeshua said to them, I saw Hasatan falling out of the heaven as lightning, and see, I give you authority to trample on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall at all hurt you. Verse 20, more important than the downfall of Hasatan, more important than having authority over demonic serpents and scorpions, more important than having enough power of Yah about you that nothing of darkness will hurt you at all. He says in verse 20, but do not rejoice in this, that the spirits are subject to you, but rather rejoice because your names have been written in the heavens. Your name and my name is not included in the Torah, not unless you were named after a scriptural character. But the name written there does not reference us. However, while I may not be in this book, my name is in another book, the book of life. It's in the heavens, and our name is written there. And it's not a name that we're not sharing that name with someone else. It references us. We need spirits to be subject to us. We need power over darkness. We need spiritual authority. And certainly if you were able to cast a demon out of someone or break a spiritual stronghold and see resulting victory, you would rejoice. So would I. But even more important, Yeshua said, rejoice that your name is written in the heavens. You're important enough that Yah personally knows you on a first name basis. Now, there are people I know that they may call my name and I meet them at a conference or a meeting of some sort. But just because they know my name doesn't mean they know me or that I know them. Given time, we can build a relationship and we can get to know each other. We can begin that process. But Yah not only knows us on a first name basis, he knows us, and he is desirous for us to know him. One last thought. There were men and women throughout Scripture whose names were changed. Avram became Abraham. Sarai became Sarah. Yaakov became Israel. Shimon became Kepha. There were two, Yochanan and Yaakov, James and John. Yeshua said, your sons of thunder. Change of name, change of mission, change of identity, change of purpose. Yah may know us by name, and if we don't have a good name, he'll give us a good name. If we have a bad reputation, he'll change our reputation. Yah knows us by name. You're that important to the scheme of things. Don't be dismaying of yourself today. We'll see you again tomorrow. And to this, shalom.